a nostalgic spell on you. Just give it time, perhaps a decade or two, then your memory's mine. Our writing is atrocious and makes no goddamn sense, but you'll laugh because we always use synchronized movements. Nostalgic spell on you, forgive reason or wrong.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, what is up, my artists? I hate this is the first review of fucking 2024. But, you know, this is Devon's idea. Fuck you, Boogie.
Hey, listen. Fucking you reviewed the KSI documentary and the Jake Paul documentary. You gotta do the Boogie documentary, man.
Those have no correlation besides YouTube, man.
Well, this one was a special documentary.
Oh, it was special.
It was the worst documentary ever. not in terms of like the quality of it, of like the guy who made it and shit. Just it was the worst ever because of Boogie.
See, the fact that I would rather watch the HBO Andre the Giant documentary where they got everything and key details about his life completely fucking wrong is sad.
Oh my god.
Like, genuinely, bro.
This documentary was called The Dark Sad Life of Boogie2988.
Like,
made by Mike Klum.
See, here's the thing, like, Mike Klum said in this documentary, who would want to watch this sad sack of shit fucking I actually,
because halfway through the documentary he said that he had to stop filming the documentary because Boogie's ass was so fucking depressing that he just couldn't take it no more. And he said, bro, nobody's gonna want to watch this. This is so depressing.
like, I mean, I second that. It was fucking depressing, dude. Like, I completely don't even understand why Boogie even tries anymore. Like, he doesn't even try. He doesn't try. Like, genuinely.
He can't because he's disabled and...
No. You could do things when... No, this motherfucker just doesn't want to do things. Because he could do things if he has the right fucking mindset. But this motherfucker's mindset is, oh, I'm gonna go to goddamn Taco Bell and McDonald's and stuff my fucking face, and then I'm gonna date this 20-year-old, and oh my god, dude, I swear to god, dude. I'm gonna fucking sit there and part of my monthly expenses is gonna be a $90 little fantasy game, because, you know, that takes priority over goddamn rent.
Yeah, Boogie literally sat there and he was like, oh, we're gonna go over my monthly expenses, and he was like, oh, I have my mortgage payments and my medical bills, and I gotta pay for my car, I gotta pay for my utilities and my medicine and all this, right? Like, stuff you gotta pay for. And then he was like, and you know, Diablo 4 came out and I had to get that. I had to get the Final Fantasy 16 Deluxe Edition, and I had to get the Legend of Zelda fucking Kingdom of Tears or whatever it's called, or Tears of the Kingdom. And he's just like, you know, that's like $400 worth of video games right there. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to buy video games. Like, it's not an expense that you have to pay for, like, you're choosing to. But he treats it like it's the same level of importance as his fucking health insurance and his medicine that keeps him alive. Like, this was so depressing to watch, bro.
It was. It very much was, dude.
Like, it starts off with Boogie just in his bathtub for some reason, and he's just talking about like how much like he spends monthly on shit, and he like showed his bank accounts and like how much money he has, and he only has like $2,000 in his bank account, and he was talking about how when he pays his mortgage, he's only gonna have like $700 to live on, or whatever. And the whole vibe of this that I got from Boogie, like how he acted in this whole thing, which doesn't surprise me because it's how he always acts, but he came off as, oh, feel bad for me, give me money. That's how it came off. And fucking, but basically he just was like showing how much he spends monthly and all this shit, and it's just really fucking depressing, and just talking about how like he can barely afford to live and shit. Meanwhile, showing his disgusting self in the bathtub. I don't know why. There was so much shirtless Boogie in this.
I don't want to see shirtless Boogie ever again, dude.
But we might, if he starts his OnlyFans.
Don't put that in my brain.
Because he said something about it. I don't know if it was a joke or not. Because you know Boogie's a real jokester, like he said. But excuse me. So this documentary was fucked.
You don't say.
There's one part where Boogie was talking about like what he does every day, and he was saying how like all he does is just go in this one room, and he just sits in front of his TV and just watches TV all day and just plays video games, and that's all he does. And he was talking about how he spent $100-something on a fucking sound bar for his TV that he didn't even need because the audio was crackling on his TV slightly.
Yeah, so it's slightly crackling, and he was like, "Oh well, I can't hear my goddamn TV." Yes, you fucking can. It's just crackling, and you spend $100 on a fucking soundbar. I've never seen spending be so fucking frivolous, dude. I've never seen spending be that fucking frivolous, dude. I don't understand.
Because he deserves it, Austin. It's like you said, he deserves to go to Disneyland with a hot girl. He deserves to fuck hot women. And he deserves it because he's an OG YouTuber with 4 million subs.
You don't deserve shit. At this point.
Which, getting to that part, the next part was about, like, when Boogie was talking about how much he spends, he talked about how he lost, $600,000 in crypto, because, the story behind this was Boogie claimed that McJuggernuggets told him to invest in crypto, and so Boogie said that he invested in crypto and had no idea what he was doing and lost all that fucking money. So he blames McJuggernuggets for it, and I think that's why they're not friends anymore. Excuse me. But then Boogie was talking about what else he spends money on, and well, this part they talk about escorts and sex workers, because they said that Boogie has spent over $200,000 on sex workers and escorts. And they had an interview with one of the women that he slept with, and she said that sex with Boogie was so bad that it is what caused her to no longer be an escort.
See,
not even joking.
That's actually foul. If you're that bad, like that fucking bad, like.
Well, Austin, don't forget in the beginning, Boogie pulled all his stomach rolls out, and he said, "This is what the ladies love.
Yeah,
my meat apron."
I don't want to be reminded, because then he pulled out the second flap, and it looked foul. Like, I actually, you could ask Devon, I fucking legit started gagging. Like,
Austin gags several times throughout this documentary.
Like, I actually, like, bro, this documentary was so goddamn bad. Like, I don't understand how Boogie is even like this. Like, how?
He made himself like this. He blames it on everybody else, but he made himself like this.
Jesus Christ, dude. Just Jesus Christ.
But to go into details about what he would do for these women, he would typically spend, I think they said $40,000 a year on escorts, and he would, like, it's not just sex with these women. No, I'm talking. He gives them like luxury. Boogie pays for their travel, like flights and everything. Pays for places for them to stay. Pays for fucking meals. Pays for everything, and spends like $5,000 on one escort and shit. He paid this one escort so much to have sex with him that she used that money to get a fucking nursing, fucking, what was it? A nursing, it got her into like a nursing job.
A nursing degree.
Much,
she got a nursing degree, she paid for it. Well, she paid tuition, I guess, you know.
Yeah. And Boogie just like spent all this money just down the drain that he had from when he was successful on YouTube. And it's just all gone now. And Boogie is just sitting there saying like, oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know where it all went wrong.
Like,
and
I just don't understand, like, how he's so delusional. Like, he's so goddamn delusional. Like, I don't, dude.
Yeah. The next part we get to is Boogie talking about how he has to sell his collectibles to be able to make ends meet, and that he doesn't want to sell his collectibles because he's kind of a hoarder as well. And he's like really, 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 really into Magic the Gathering. And
yeah,
they show him like going to the game store, and Boogie is such a prick that he said when he goes to the game store, like, he doesn't want to look broke in front of his friends, and he said that he doesn't want the people at the game store to wonder why he didn't show up one time, so he goes like every time. And like, this is like the most important people to him. It's just these fat neckbeards at this game store. And Boogie, he even says, oh, like, imagine not even having $30 to go play Magic the Gathering. Like, how embarrassing is what he said. Thinking that he's not an embarrassment already. And so they show all of Boogie's friends, and they're like all these just fat neckbeard guys and that play Magic the Gathering, and there's literally a segment where like Boogie is like shitting on them for not having girlfriends and being in relationships for like so long, and then Boogie starts talking about, oh, like, why don't we start getting some women in here? Why don't we start bringing in women that aren't hookers?
Because fucking Boogie, of all people, thinks, you know what will bring in the fucking ladies? Magic the Gathering. No, it will not. Absolutely not.
Austin, remember Austin? He said he's tired of fucking Arkansas 8s when he should be fucking LA 10s.
I'm tired of Boogie, bro. I'm tired of every day hearing about this fucking fucker, dude. I'm tired of Boogie.
Oh my god. Well, he said he deserves to have sex with all these hot women.
You know what I deserve? You know what I deserve? Not to hear about fucking Boogie every day. But yeah, he's always in the goddamn news because he's so goddamn pathetic.
Yeah, because he doesn't know when to shut his fucking mouth, and then he goes every day and says something on Twitter that gets him in trouble, and then he always makes headlines for it, and then he'll always say he's never gonna do it again, and it's like the next day he just erases his memory and just does it again, and I just don't get it. And like, even after this documentary came out, like, Boogie said that he got like a lot of harassment from it, and he was like saying all these tweets about how he can't take it anymore and shit, and that he was saying that he was yesterday, actually, when we're recording this, he said that he was going to nuke his Twitter and completely delete everything he's ever said, and he just didn't do it, probably because he was too lazy to fucking delete every one of his tweets, because the man tweets so much. He tweets so goddamn much all day, every day, bro. Like, he is addicted to just saying whatever is on his mind, and he doesn't stop to think twice about anything he says. Whatever comes to his mind, he just says it on Twitter, and a lot of things he says gets him a lot of backlash, because it's just stuff you don't say, bro. Like, there was a whole segment of this dedicated to Boogie's thoughts about saying the N-word. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
And Boogie said, "Oh, if I was in a dark room by myself, no one else around, the N-word wouldn't have any power to it, and I could say it all I want," is what Boogie said.
Because that's what you want to have on record.
And then Mike was like, "Oh, well then just say it." And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna say it on camera." And then Boogie sat there and said that he thinks it's important. Boogie said he thinks it's very important, not just important, very important, that you make jokes about pedophilia and child abuse and rape and all this shit. He said that it's important to make jokes about that stuff.
Because that's smart. That's smart to put on your platform, you know?
He didn't say why, he just said it's important. He didn't give a reason why he thought that.
No fucking reason. No reason. Absolutely none.
Yeah. And there was a scene where Boogie's at like his old high school baseball field, and he's like, oh, you know, like, if only the people I was going to school with knew that Stephen Williams, which is Boogie's real name, he was like, Stephen Williams is going to be a famous YouTuber with 4 million subscribers, and he was like acting all hype about himself. I'm like, bro, you are so cringe. Like, what is wrong with you? And he just says all this messed up stuff in this documentary, like says stuff about women and shit, and like he pretty much just views them as objects, because like fucking I don't see any other reason he would spend over $200,000 on sex workers and fucking escorts to fuck his fucking pathetic ass. And then they show like the part where fucking Boogie and Wings have the boxing match, which we reviewed on the Clips channel, and so if you want to check that out, you can. But pretty much the whole thing was that fight was supposed to be Boogie's comeback and his redemption.
Oh, and hell no, it wasn't.
He didn't even throw a punch.
Absolutely not.
Punch. And fucking Wings
man got
his ass.
folded.
And fucking bro, it was not even that he got beat up so badly. Half the fight was him not even being able to keep his shorts on.
Bro, he legit could not keep his goddamn shorts on. They had to duct tape his ass. Legitimately. I'm not joking.
Yeah, and I said it. I said this. You can go back to the Wings and Boogie fight review. I said this in the review. I said at that point in time that I was scared that now that Boogie lost this fight, I said now that he lost, I'm scared that Boogie is gonna spiral out of control and become even worse. And my fears have come true. Because my god, this man has spiraled out of control while Wings has actually been doing decent for himself after the fight.
Yes, he has.
But Boogie has spiraled and spiraled and spiraled. Like, it's not even just this documentary. Like, for months and months and months since the fight, me and Austin have both seen this man just go on countless Twitter threads and Twitter rants and mental breakdowns on Twitter. It's just so much drama, bro. Like, so much. And it's like, bro, like, this was supposed to be your comeback, and you wanted people to take you seriously as a YouTuber again, and you wanted to do this and this and this, and then you sit here and you live your life so sad and depressingly, and you don't got anybody like telling you right from wrong, or like nobody to help you out or anything, and you're just like making all these terrible decisions. And like, he does a lot of compulsive things and doesn't think before he does things, and he has a lot of addictions and a lot of problems, and he just doesn't have anybody to help him out. But it's not even that he doesn't have anybody to help him out, because there was one part of this documentary where Boogie was talking about like how he got gastric bypass surgery to lose weight, and he lost over 200 pounds with the gastric bypass, because if he wouldn't have got that surgery, like, he would probably be dead right now.
Probably.
And because before the surgery, he was like fucking 500 something pounds, and now I think he's like 300 something. Almost 400. He's probably back over 400 now, actually, because they did say he gained a considerable amount of weight back.
Yeah, all of the
because this
Crispies
man,
and quesadillas.
Yeah, they showed like 4 different times in this documentary of Boogie ordering fast food. He always got larges of like everything.
Everything was large, bro. Like everything, and he made fucking Mike, the director, paid for all of his meals.
Yep. Not only that, the fucking escort even said that like every time Boogie like pays for these women, or like when he eats, he orders himself 2 entrees, which is 2 like full meals and shit. Like, it is wild. But what I was getting to is he got this gastric bypass surgery to lose weight, and then after he got the surgery, he was talking about how like he was asking his doctor for help, and his doctor was like, well, I don't know what else help I'm supposed to give you. I gave you the gastric bypass surgery. And Boogie's like, oh, well, he told his doctor, I just want you to fix it. I want you to fix my problems. And the doctor said that he couldn't do that, and Boogie's like, oh, he told me that it's up to me to do it. And he's like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. What am I supposed to do? And fucking Austin got mad, and he was like, you could go to the gym.
Like, I was, because he could go to the gym, he could eat healthier, he could not eat a goddamn McCrispy every time he goes to Actually, just don't go to McDonald's. Don't go to Taco Bell. Maybe,
Bro,
just maybe eat a salad.
When they went to Taco Bell, he got like a large Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and he got like 6 chicken quesadillas as well.
Yes, he did. And they showed him eating it too, and it made me want to fucking vomit. It was probably the most vomit-inducing thing, him eating it, because I've gotten food poisoning from fucking Taco Bell, so that shit already makes me fucking disgusted. So him eating that made it worse.
Yeah. It got to a point in this documentary that I said this earlier, where about like halfway through it, like the documentary actually stops, and Mike himself is like, I had to cut this documentary into 2 parts because Boogie was just so depressing to be around that I just couldn't handle it anymore, and I had to like take a break. and he was like, you know, I was debating on even putting this documentary out because it's like, who's gonna want to watch something this fucking depressing? Like, he said that initially he made this documentary for fun, but when he actually was around Boogie, like, every day, just seeing his daily life and talking to Boogie and everything, he said he didn't realize just how depressing Boogie's life really is, and just how just depressing it is to even be around him. And which that can lead into the next part, speaking of being around Boogie, because we get to the part of the documentary where they introduce Boogie's 20-year-old girlfriend. Her name is apparently Desi, or Desiree, apparently. And if you listened to us talk about this on the podcast, and you'd know the whole situation of Boogie dating somebody almost 3 times younger than him, or like twice as young as him, and apparently there's rumors that he groomed her as well. Don't know if it's true.
It gets worse, because from what Devon said, apparently fucking people think she's delusional as Boogie. But
yeah.
the also another thing that's just, you know, I gotta get it off my mind. Like, honestly, like I don't understand. Like, why? Honestly, why, Boogie? Would you legitimately, and we're gonna talk about this, why would he fucking say to the camera, if you want to think I'm the creep, I'm the biggest creep you could see. I got a Snapchat at 40, call me a creep. Like,
yeah, because he was like, you know, I've always believed, Boogie was like, you know, I've always believed that, you know, having Snapchat as a 40-year-old man made you creepy. And he's like, well, you know, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I got Snapchat, so I guess I am just a creep, and that's fine, is what he said.
Bro, he kept bragging.
Why would you say that?
He kept bragging. He bragged about being a creep, dude. What is wrong with you, Boogie?
He said,
like, actually, no, Boogie, you actually cannot fucking say that. You actually cannot. You're actually fucking stupid. Like, I don't think, you know, we've talked about a lot of YouTubers with the sniper wolves and the fucking, just all the cursed fucking people we've talked about, man. I think he has to be the most brain dead. Like, I honestly think I can't. I just can't, bro.
Bro, like, he said it with, like, his chest and everything.
Yes, he said it. Man said it with chest.
Because, like, he was talking about how, like, people think that his relationship with Desiree is, like, creepy, and he was like, you know, I understand it's creepy, and he was like, you know, if people think it's creepy, well, and he, like, got up, like, with his chest and shit, and he said, you know, I'm just gonna be the best creep I can be. And he said it with so much confidence, and I'm like, what? Like, why would you sit here and, like, admit to being a creep and, like, embrace it? Like, it's not something you should be embracing, dude. Like, but he's proud of it. It's like he's proud. Like, it's so weird. But to get to Desiree, so this chick, in the Boogie saga, if you look at everything across Boogie's career, she just came completely out of nowhere. For what this documentary says, she claims that she hit him up first and told him that he was cute. And I'm like, okay, any normal 20-year-old girl wouldn't look at Boogie and say, he's cute and I want to meet up with him. But for some reason, she did. And basically, when I listened to fucking Charlie talk about this, what they think pretty much is, like, because in the documentary she talks about how she has, like, daddy issues and abandonment issues, and she says she's scared to be alone, and all this stuff, and then her and Boogie talk about how like they have a lot of similarities. Charlie and his co-host are pretty much saying that they think it's like where they both have these like problems, and they're like latching on to each other, and they're kind of both like stuck in this situation where they won't like, neither one of them will like do anything about it or get out of it or anything. And like they said, it seems like Boogie is like really like manipulating this girl, and like it's kind of fucked up, honestly. And like Boogie seems to like know he's doing it, but then like in the documentary they have like a scene where she's like, oh, he doesn't manipulate me, he doesn't do this and this and this. I'm just like, and there's this whole scene where like Boogie is talking about how like he was like, you know, I'm 48 years old, and you know, will I make it to see 50? But yeah, probably, because it's only like 2 years away. And then he was like, but will I make it to see 60, which is 12 years away? And he was like, honestly, probably not. And then he was like talking about how like if he dies on Desiree, it's gonna ruin her whole life and shit.
See, that's
And then
not
they
true,
have, like-
because you know she has her life ahead of her. And she's actually healthy.
Think about this.
Oh,
Think about this. When Boogie turns 60, she's only gonna be 32.
yeah.
like still like half of Boogie's age. And then what? If Boogie somehow lived to be 90,
You know
like,
what scares
she would
me?
only be 60.
You know what actually terrifies me?
Hmm.
What if Boogie actually got her pregnant?
That could be a possibility. I don't know. I mean, Austin, Boogie did say in the documentary, he said as far as it goes with sex between them, he said it's amazing. So, and they had a scene of like them naked in the tub with each other fucking.
I don't.
Well.
I don't want you to hear it again, man.
And Austin was like, I feel like I need a shower, and I was like, well, you could get into the tub with Boogie. Oh, but they have like a scene with this Desiree chick, and she's like crying her eyes out about Boogie and saying that like she can't imagine her life without him and all this shit. And I'm just like, somebody needs to help this girl, man. Like, she needs to get some kind of help out of this situation, because like Charlie and his co-host were talking about this, like, because these two were talking about getting married, and that's a really serious thing, because Boogie has no fucking assets to give her if he dies. He has no money, and the only thing that's gonna happen is her life is gonna be ruined, because when Boogie dies, the only thing that's gonna happen is she's gonna inherit all of his debt, because she's gonna be married to him. So she's gonna have to pay all that debt that Boogie has, which is like several $100,000 of debt that he's in. So, like, somebody needs to get this girl out of this fucking relationship and situation, because she's obviously not leaving it herself, and Boogie isn't gonna probably let her leave either. It's fucked. It is so fucked. And then they show this scene of like them going to this comedy club, because why not? Are you there, Austin?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Fucking, and so they go to this comedy club, and this comedian is like telling jokes or whatever, and then for whatever reason the dude just starts targeting Boogie, and fucking, for some reason Boogie just gives this guy ammo to shoot at him. And Boogie's just like, oh, you know, I'm a YouTuber and I'm disabled, and you know, I've been a YouTuber for 17 years. And then the guy's like, oh, well, like, your girlfriend, she looks a lot younger than you. And Boogie's like, oh yeah, she's 20 and I'm 49. And everybody starts looking at them hella fucking weird that's sitting around them, and fucking, like, then, like, Boogie just for some reason just starts telling the guy that he's broke and he has no money and all this shit, and everybody's like laughing at him, and I was like, what is this scene? Like, why would you do this to yourself, Boogie? like, and then after that, there's a scene of like them talking to each other, and they're like, oh, Boogie's like, oh, I hate how we're always singled out and made fun of, and Desiree's just like, oh, you know, like, I understand it, you know, because we're different, we're not like other people, and you know, that's fine. And then Boogie was like, yeah, fuck them. I was like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? Oh my god.
Boogie being
my
delusional.
head. Then we get to probably some of the weirdest shit in this documentary when it gets to the shaman, because
Yep, fucking curse that shit, man.
oh, there is one part I want to talk about where like Boogie goes to like an arcade, and he talks about how like the arcade brings him happiness, and he said he really resonates with Pac-Man because he views himself
Oh
as
yeah.
Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about that, Austin, because you
Man, no, because this man, this fucking disgrace of a human being,
oh no,
sat there and said, you know, I really like Pac-Man. You know, normal people would just say, oh, I really like Pac-Man, I really like the game, right? No. This man said, I resonate with Pac-Man because, you know, he's a round blob like me. This is what he fucking said, and I quote, he's a round blob like me, and he eats everything in his path.
Yep. Oh, and
You're
he also
actually a
said
waste
that
of human
he has-
life.
He also said that Pac-Man has ghosts from his past chasing him, just like Boogie does.
What ghosts are chasing you?
I mean, I don't
You're
think it
not-
would be that hard to chase Boogie.
No, see, here's the thing. He's not Zach Bagans.
Oh my god, that's Zach Bagans.
What ghost are you fucking chasing, you cuck? Like, honestly.
God damn it, man.
What?
I'm just thinking of the part of the Ghost Adventures video where fucking Billy got scared because he saw 3 shadow apparitions and he called the police. It's so stupid. Honestly though, even with that like Ghost Adventures wasn't even as bad as this shit, bro. Like,
I know.
would rather watch Ghost Adventures again.
I know. Even I'm saying that, bro. Even I'm saying that.
like comparing himself to Pac-Man, and then right after that, like there's a scene with like Boogie walking out of the arcade, and Boogie's like, "Oh, I think I sprained my ankle," and he said, "Oh, you know, I was walking to the bathroom, and I felt my weight shift, and all of a sudden, I felt this snap in my ankle, and so my foot is swelling up in my shoe, and it hurts really bad." I'm like, how do you sprain your ankle from walking to the bathroom, bro? Like, god damn, you're in a bad condition. And then like Boogie like has this list of all his like medical ailments, and it's like 20 different things that's wrong with him. And like then he like tells his girlfriend like, oh, like I don't think you understand how legitimately sick I am, like I'm a walking time bomb is what he called himself, and said that he like his risk for stroke and heart attack is astronomical, and that he could die at like any moment, and he has to like sleep with a CPAP machine to even breathe, because if he doesn't he can literally like suffocate under his own fat and shit. And like it's just sad. And then fucking we'll get to that scene in here in a bit, but so we can talk about the shaman stuff now, because the shaman, so the shaman, or fucking fucking what do you say his name was, fucking Firestar or some shit.
It was like Flaming Star, yeah, that's what it was.
Flaming Star, yeah, Flaming Star. So the backstory behind this, because they don't really say it in the documentary, but the backstory behind this is oh, we gotta talk about one thing before this. So there's a part where Boogie goes to like get a real job. I almost forgot about this.
Oh,
so
how
I
could
wanna
you
tell the
forget about
backst-
this awful fucking piece of shit?
So I want to tell you the backstory behind this because they don't show it in the documentary. So basically, I'll talk about it first and then tell you the backstory. So basically, Boogie is in financial ruin, and so Mike actually tries to help him out by suggesting he go get a real job. And so Boogie goes to meet up with this, I don't know what they call these people, but they're like people that help you get employment and shit. I don't know what they're called. And so he meets up with this lady, and she's asking about like his work experience and all that type of stuff, and his qualifications and all that type of shit. And Boogie is just like, oh, you know, I worked at a game store back in like 2006, but I don't have any work experience. I don't have any references. I don't have any education, is what he said. He said, you know, I'm disabled. I'm morbidly obese. I'm depressed all the time. I can't do this. I can't do that. And the lady legit tells him, like, I mean, you can't get a job if you're just gonna sit here and have this like mentality of I can't. And she was like, you know, you're sitting here talking about your obesity and like depression and all this stuff, and she was like, you're just using that as like excuses of, oh, I can't. And she was like, you could do it, but as long as you have this mentality of I can't, then you won't. And then for some reason, Boogie decides. He also tells this lady that he was like, if you look me up online, there's rumors that I beat my wife and that he's a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would you tell this lady this? And then he also tells her that he's a convicted felon as well.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, technically you probably have to fucking say that, but still, like, why, Boogie?
Yeah, if you're wondering why he's a felon, it's because of the whole shit that happened with him, like, firing off a gun into the air, doing a warning shot a couple years ago. But, so Boogie decides after this to say, oh, well, you know, I've worked in the porn industry for the better part of 7 years. And the lady legit looks at Boogie and is like, is this some kind of joke? Like, she's like, be honest with me, would you actually go into like a real job interview and like bring up porn? And Boogie was like, oh, well, you know, like, I guess it depends on the job, I guess, like if it was a strip club or whatever. So he doesn't end up being able to get a job because they're not gonna fucking try to help this guy if he's acting like that. And so the backstory behind this, Austin, Mike talked about this on Mudahar's podcast. I suggest if you really want to hear some backstory on this, go watch Mudahar's podcast. Did you know Mudahar had a podcast?
I did know that, yes.
Yeah, his podcast is called Some Ordinary Podcast. I recommend it. He's actually had Charlie on there before as a guest I seen, but so fucking basically they interviewed Mike on the podcast, and on this particular part, the backstory was that he got this thing for Boogie for this job stuff to actually try to help Boogie, and the lady didn't know that Boogie was going to say any of this stuff. But this shows you the kind of person Boogie is. So Boogie went into this like intentionally trying to not get a job, and he pretty much like told Mike that he was gonna go in here and just fuck with this lady on purpose because he thought it was funny, and he thought it would be funny to bring up porn and all that shit. So Boogie never took this seriously, and he was never trying. So I just thought you would like to know that. That's kind of the backstory of that. And so after that, like Boogie the pretentious prick that he is, he sends Mike a voice message saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna bother with getting the job because I don't need to. I have a YouTube channel with over 4 million subscribers, and I have to make content. I can't work a real job," is what Boogie says. Like, what a great guy. And fucking, so now we can get to the fucking shaman part, finally. So, the shaman part. So, let me give you the backstory on this, Austin. So, the shaman, or Flaming Star, or whatever, he is this guy, Mike talked about this on Moonhar's podcast. He's this guy that Boogie was friends with on Facebook. Boogie doesn't even know the guy, he's just friends with him on Facebook. And
That's
so
not sketchy.
Boogie thought it would be a good idea to meet up with this shaman to try to get some kind of help. Don't know why, but Boogie thought that it was a great idea. And Mike said that when they met this guy, that he told him that he could cure AIDS and he could cure cancer with narcotics and drugs. Keep in mind, Flaming Heart has like really bad stomach cancer, because Mike said like he showed it and he has like all these like marks all over his stomach, and like at certain points where they weren't filming he was like doubled over in pain, saying like, "Oh god, my stomach." And Mike like tried to offer him help, and he said, "No, I'll do it with my spiritual cleanse, that's all I need." And so like he said this whole thing was just kind of like a whatever thing, because like he thought it would be like it was like so outlandish that he thought it would be like a funny thing for the documentary. And so what happens is they meet up with this guy and he starts talking to Boogie, and basically he gives Boogie mushrooms, and then they start talking about how like Boogie like makes up all these personas for himself because he doesn't want to deal with who he really is, and he wants to have all these other characters and shit to represent parts of his personality and shit, and like that's why he made up Francis and all this type of shit. And like Boogie's like saying that he wants to let all this go and all this shit, and then Boogie completely gets high off of his ass on mushrooms. Like
Because that's really how you should live your life, getting high on mushrooms in a fucking forest while you're getting filmed, while being 400 pounds in crippling debt, and this fucking deranged lunatic having this piece of fucking bark that's burning and just waving it around your fucking face like a dipshit.
Yeah.
Saying he can cure AIDS and cancer with fucking psychedelics. Because okay, Boogie, you're like, you're actually you're lower than rock bottom, man. You're lower than rock bottom.
So, some more background on it. Mike said that once Boogie was like tripping on mushrooms, that Boogie actually like pissed all over himself and shit. So, yeah, he was a complete disaster.
Now I can already imagine Boogie probably smells, so that too, adding on to that, is just...
Yeah, Mike said that the shaman like offered him mushrooms and shit as well, and he said he told the guy, hell no. But Boogie didn't give a fuck, because I guess he's willing to try. It's weird. It's like Boogie's willing to try anything besides actually trying. If that even makes sense. But that's what it is. Like, it seems like he's trying to do anything he can that's not actually trying to do anything. It's weird. But, so then they show, like, the next day, Boogie wakes up, and this is so ridiculous. So he wakes up, and he's wearing a CPAP machine, and this dude straight up looks like a fat ass Bane, and he sits up like a mummy coming out of the tomb, and Boogie is taking his CPAP machine off, and the first thing that this man does, he's such a fat ass, the first thing that he does in the morning is he drinks Mountain Dew the second he gets out of bed. Not even cracking open a can, drinking flat ass Mountain Dew that's been sitting out all night long. That's the first thing that he does. And it's like, why? And then Boogie starts saying all this weird shit about how he feels like the best he's felt in a long time, and he feels like he just doesn't give a fuck anymore, and that he just wants to let everything go, and that he wants to actually change his life, and this and this and this, and oh, it's so bad. And fucking, I'm trying to remember what he said. Fucking, he was saying how he wants to let everything go and change his life and all this shit. Oh yeah, so he was saying, you know, when it comes to my debt and paying my loan and my medical bills and all that, he's like, you know, when I think about all that stuff, it's just fucking stupid. I'm just gonna sit, he literally says, I'm just gonna make content. I'm just gonna do videos and just have fun. I don't give a shit. Why do I need to give a shit? And his mentality is literally just, oh, I don't have $200,000 of debt if I just don't think about it. If I just don't look at it, it's not there. What? What? Oh, I'm not in crippling debt if I just don't think about it and just make videos. What mindset is that to have? And Boogie's talking about how he wants to change his life and all this shit, and then the documentary fucking ends after that, and fucking Mike just violates him because fucking he says after that, he says Boogie excuse me, he says Boogie is still struggling financially. And then he starts showing Boogie losing all these subscribers, and there's all these clips of people talking shit about Boogie is Charlie and Pyro Cynical and all these people, and there's a Sunny V2 thumbnail in there as well, and fucking they show a picture of fucking kid behind the camera at one point, and it's just and then it just ends after that, and it just says how sad Boogie's life is, and then the documentary just ends, and it's just what the fuck did we just watch?
Trash is what we watched, Devon. Trash.
It was so depressing. I don't think I've ever seen anybody that I've met in my life or that I've known of that is this fucking depressed, and that is this low of a human being, and that is this fucking helpless. It does suck because I used to watch Boogie back in the day. I used to really like his content, and that's another part. They had a part where these people were talking about how Boogie has extreme narcissism, and they were showing old clips of Boogie when everybody loved him, saying oh, save all your money, use it for something good, and live your best life, and saying really positive shit. And then they would splice in clips of him now saying, oh, give me all your money, I need you to give me money, and saying all this terrible shit that he says now, and all this hypocritical shit, and just showing how he's changed for the worse over the years. And it sucks to say, it's sad to say, but Boogie was, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Boogie was better off when he was 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, because he was set financially, he had a way more positive mindset, he was happy in his life, he fucking wasn't this terrible, degenerate person, at least not to the extent that he is now. Like, it was weird, like, he was doing this surgery. I remember watching him during this time when he got the surgery, and he was trying to do it to improve his life for the better, but it's like after the surgery, like, he just spiraled out of control, and it just went down farther and farther and farther and farther and farther, and now he's like, I think Boogie's just to the point now where he's just too far gone, and I don't think anybody can help him at this point.
Oh no,
And
nobody can help
He
this
certainly
man.
can't help himself either. Like, he's not doing nothing to help himself at all. And it's one of those situations where Boogie is not only like spiraling himself out of control, but he's like dragging everybody around him with him too. And it sucks, and it's sad, because not only is Boogie ruining his own life, he's ruining this young 20-year-old girl's life, he's ruining his friends' lives, he's like ruined a lot of people's lives online by things he said and ways he's acted and shit, and just things he's done. Like, it's just sad that he's gotten to this point. And you know, it's not that he hasn't had chances. He's had chances to do better with the surgery. He's had chances like the fucking fight earlier this year that was supposed to be his redemption.
Yeah.
Shit.
But it was Wings' fucking redemption there.
Yeah. And Boogie's had chance after chance to lose weight and to eat healthier and to try to change his life and all this shit. He's had people give him money. He's had fans donate to him to help him out with money, and he's just still like chance after chance after chance, and he's still at the bottom of the barrel. And I just don't think anything at this point is gonna save him. And he's probably just gonna live out the rest of his days, which the way he's going now probably isn't gonna be too many more days. Probably at best like what, another 5 years? The way he's going.
I actually do not fucking know, dude.
He said himself that he doesn't think he's gonna make it another 12 years. So, fucking,
Yeah.
like, if he himself doesn't think that, then I don't see why anybody else would think that either. And like, it's just sad, because I really used to like his content. I used to love his Francis videos and his rants, and I would love watching him just as Boogie, as just himself, because I thought he was like this really. What, he's saving a clip? It's just like an hour long.
Yeah, I just started another one.
Goddamn. But I was saying, like, it's just kind of makes me sad, because I used to really watch Boogie back in the day, like his Francis videos and rants and like skits and stuff he would do. And like, then like I would even love watching him as just himself, where he would just be Boogie or Steven, and he would just like just talk about video games and just like what he thinks about video games, or like just give like positive advice or like shit like that. Like, and then it's just it all just went downhill, and now he's just this horrible person. And I don't know, maybe he was like this all along, but like I feel like something happened at some point. A lot of people that talk about Boogie, they theorize that this spiral kind of started when his ex-wife left him back in 2016.
Yeah.
Like, they think that's when it started.
It could possibly be, but I don't even fucking know, honestly.
No.
He could have just went fucking nuts, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. And at this point, I don't know where Boogie's gonna go. Since, actually, I'm gonna go to his channel real quick just to see what he's been doing since this documentary, because in the documentary he was talking about how he's gonna make content and improve his life and shit. Let's see, Boogie2988. Wow, he actually has lost subscribers. He doesn't have like 4.3 million anymore. He's almost about to go under 4 million.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus.
Well, he's been uploading like every day. What is this? Girlfriend tells her truth about Boogie2988. Boogie2988 house tour. 11 days ago. This was fucking after the documentary. It's over. I'm done with the drama. What does he say?
No, you're not.
Boogie2988 coming at your levels again through the power of the internet. And by now, you've probably seen that documentary. And if you haven't, I will link it down below. Go give it a watch. Now, if you watch this thing, I bet you have a lot of criticisms towards me. And that's okay. Comments are open. Say what you got to say. It was a hard watch.
This is only 2 minutes long.
This is my second time watching it. And admitting to a lot of the things in that, whether it's the way I wasted my money, or the stupid things I've done to my body or my life, admitting to being a covert narcissist. But I'm glad that I used this platform that Mike gave me to talk about this stuff and get it out of the way, because I don't want to talk about it on this channel ever again, man. I just want to be an entertainer. I mean, I just don't want to share the personal aspects of my life anymore if I can help it. It certainly was not a good business.
Hang on one second.
Do you need me to pause?
Yep.
Oh god.
You know, we actually have something in common, Boogie, because I don't want to fucking talk about you either. Truly, I don't think anybody wants to talk about you no more, because you're a fucking piece of shit, dude. Like, honestly, I sat through an entire documentary that is worse than Jake Paul's documentary. That was produced by Netflix, Boogie. See, Mike isn't to blame, because Mike actually made a decent edited documentary. You are to blame because you're a fucking piece of dog shit. This is so goddamn fucking self-destructive. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I just don't understand. See, I never watched Boogie, truly. I'm glad I fucking didn't. Because honestly, if I were to see him turn into, like, see him before when he was good, and now see him now turn into this piece of fucking dog shit, I would be angrier. But the fact of the matter is, I don't want to talk about you fucking either, Boogie.
Some of these comments have me fucking laughing. Someone said, I'll say this, the documentary made me feel a lot better about myself. Fucking, yeah, let's continue.
Points that out, as it should. Watching the channel, this thing was like watching a who's who of, like, nutters that have been attracted to me for years, calling me things like a pedophile, a groomer, spamming my home address, hoping that people show up to my home. It's hard to talk about because just how fucking crazy some of these people are. That's what you get when you share your private personal life. I think if you've watched my videos for a long time, maybe a lot of the stuff isn't news to you, especially for the people who are, like, obsessed with the negativity that surrounds me. But for your average person, a lot of the stuff is going to be, like, brand new stuff, and I'm curious to see what you think. A lot of people have asked about stuff that was not in the final cut of the documentary. The good news is I have plenty of clips to show you moving forward. I think I have like a stack of 20 different clips that are long enough for a YouTube video that I think you'll enjoy, covering some of the stuff that wasn't in the full doc. So that's me, warts and all. That's my life, that's my situation, and I don't want to talk about it ever again.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Let's see if we can make some videos that are more interesting than that moving forward.
You won't.
As always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.
So the first comment on this says, calling it right now. This is from Bait DeLarge. Says, calling it right now. I bet you won't make it a month without delving back into drama or how much of a victim you are. If this was the first time you said this, I'd 100% be on your side, but it's just a vicious cycle at this point. This comment is from 10 days ago. Yesterday, Boogie was like having a whole meltdown on Twitter about how he couldn't deal with the harassment anymore and that he was gonna nuke his Twitter. So he's already back to that shit. So, fucking... Fucking, it's just. People are trying to be nice to him, but they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Like man, like I want to like give you positive advice, and I want to like say that I hope you get better, but every time that we say this, you never do. Like, so everybody's kind of thinking the same thing. What else has he been doing? Fucking girl. Okay, what is girlfriend tells the truth? I'm not playing the whole thing 'cause it's like fucking 20 minutes long. Wait, is this just the? Oh, okay, it's just apart from the documentary, but it's just like uncut. Oh, he put like a lot of extended scenes. Wow, he put the clip of him getting roasted at the comedy club. Why would he put that?
Wow.
Fucking. What is this video? 3 months ago, forcing kid behind a camera to go to the beach. But yeah, since the documentary. Oh, Boogie's been making videos about Sniper Wolf.
Great. You know,
Yep.
just what I fucking want to hear. A piece of shit making videos about another piece of shit. Okay.
Oh my god, Boogie posted a video saying Jack's Films versus Sniper Wolf, both sides are to blame, is what Boogie said.
Bro. I'm tired of hearing about this fucker. Like, it's actually gonna go in the face.
My point being is that I'm just saying that fucking Boogie said all this about, oh, I'm gonna change my life and this and this and this, and I'm gonna fucking stop putting, you know, my life out there on social media and stop all the drama and all this, and he's still continuing to do it. So my point being that Boogie's never gonna change, and he's gonna be this way until he dies a sad death, and that's gonna be the life. It's no longer gonna be the sad, dark life of Boogie2988. It's gonna be the life of Boogie2988.
Yeah, truly it is.
But I guess one other thing to talk about is if you want to talk about the podcast that Boogie has coming up.
Oh yeah. His only new thing. I think it will give him a source of income, possibly. Fucking the LOLCal podcast with Wings of Redemption and Tommy C. They just dropped a teaser. Oh, by the way, Keemstar is orchestrating the whole thing because, you know, of course it's Keemstar. But yeah, so they're doing a podcast that they've been working on for 3 months. So, Devon, just genuinely asking, like, when we started our podcast, did it take us 3 months to put out an episode?
I mean, to be fair, the first episode, yes, just because we didn't know exactly what we wanted it to be, but in terms of actually getting it going, it didn't take that long.
No, because we did it weekly for a while, and we did it weekly for, like, 30-something weeks. So
yeah,
it might be draining, but it's really not that hard to fucking do.
Well, see, the thing is with like Boogie and Wings' situations, like it's not like, you know, with us, like we both got real jobs. They don't got real jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't got any obligations.
Exactly.
They got nothing but time, bro.
And from what I've been hearing, apparently it's not goddamn Wings. It's not Wings. It's not Tommy. It's not even Keemstar. It's Boogie that's causing all the shit. So
why? What the fuck?
Because he just gets. I guess I've heard. Apparently he just gets fucking like overwhelmed or some shit, and then he just fucking leaves the call or whatever.
I mean, at that point, why not just fucking kick him off the podcast and just do it with, like, Wings, I guess. Unless they could bring somebody else in, I guess. But...
Well, DSP already fucking dipped, so...
Yeah, fucking... I don't know. Fucking bring Chris Chan on, I don't know.
That would be so
Who
dumb.
else? Goddamn. I'm gonna check one more thing. I want to see what Boogie's most recent tweet is.
Oh, great.
Oh, this guy has fucking the audacity to put this in his bio. Did you ever notice he put this shit in his bio? His bio says, Fat Francis from YouTube, Twitch streamer, OG YouTuber, Twitter spammer. And Austin, this motherfucker has the audacity to put this in his bio. He puts mental health advocate in his bio.
Check his last tweet. I don't want to fucking go off on this motherfucker no more.
His last tweet was from yesterday. It says, honestly, outside of the podcast, I don't really want to talk about my personal life anymore, my weight, my health, my relationship, money, politics. It has all been said at this point, nothing left really. I think it would be fun to just do commentary on games and movies and shit and nothing else for a long time.
Then stop.
Oh yeah, I see the teaser 10 hours ago. Fucking, I see Wings, Boogie, and Tommy C. Fucking... Oh, he also, he posts a lot of, like, stuff about Pokemon Go.
Great.
Well, okay, so the LolCow podcast actually has a Twitter. It's called LolCow Live. Wait, what? Wait, so the LolCow Live put a tweet that says, LolCow Live, the cows, Boogie2988, Wings of Redemption, Tommy C, the farmers, fucking... What? The farmers, fucking Nicholas Diorio, Mudahar, and fucking Turkey Tom. Created by Keemstar.
Ah, Jesus, dude.
Fucking... Oh, I don't actually follow Turkey Tom. I thought I did. Let me follow him. Fucking... But I don't know what that they have to do with any of it. But yeah, fucking... I guess they dropped their fucking teaser. 3 days ago they said the first episode has been recorded. So it seems like they're gonna put something out.
Jesus
But...
Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything up to date about Boogie. As far as Mike goes, he on Mudahar's podcast, he said that because he was asking them who they think he should do a documentary on next, and they told him Too Mad and Sniper Wolf. So he said he's going to try to contact both of them about doing a documentary. So at some point, maybe we'll get a Sniper Wolf documentary or a Too Mad documentary. Who knows? But as far as Mike goes, he said he wants to keep making documentaries.
Too Mad is a special one because if Too Mad gets a documentary, I don't even know if we're going to be able to comprehend what he fucking says, bro. So.
Apparently, from what Mudahar was saying, he's in like a really like big ass like serious lawsuit right now, but he's not even taking it seriously.
No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking other than that, that's pretty much the fucking dark and sad life of Boogie2988 documentary by Mike Klum. So I guess we'll see What Mike did say that he would like to do to put out a documentary at least once a month if he can, but the thing is I don't know, because this documentary took him 9 months to film, and he said that he had over 100 hours of footage that he had to edit together. So fucking I don't know if realistically you could do one a month. I guess it just depends how many documentaries he's trying to do at one time. But he said he was talking about it, saying that he would like to eventually make it a thing where he gets his own documentary series on Netflix and shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's doing good so far. The Boogie documentary already has a couple million views. For that being his first video on his channel, I'd say that's a pretty good start.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah. He didn't even sugarcoat it either. He literally said on Mid-Heart podcast, he literally said that he straight up told Boogie that he was just doing this to get views off of him, straight up with him. So it's not he did it and Boogie didn't know that that's why he was doing it. No, he straight up told Boogie yeah, I'm doing this to get views off of you. And Boogie said, okay, well, I want the attention. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much that. Anything else you want to say? Or are you ready to end this?
I'm ready to end this. It's been over an hour we've been recording this. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm done talking about Boogie. I really am. Jesus. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this Austin Artist review. Hopefully, I'll be back with something more less cursed next week. Jesus. Fuck you, Boogie.
Flirty. Is everybody back up in the building? It's been a minute, tell me how you're healing. Cause I'm about to get into my feelings.